Hi guys, so I just want to share with you guys my experience after using this laptop for over a week now. I found some things that are interesting for me to share, so let's just get started with the first one. So tip number one is always plug in the charger, especially when you're gaming, right? This might seem obvious, but if you try to play a game without the charger, if you're running on battery power, you're gonna get this very low FPS. I'm getting 30 FPS on a game that is not very intensive, right? It's Civilization 6, it's already using the 3070, the temperature is low, the GPU usage is low, so there's no way for me to push this higher than 30 FPS. Now I've tried it and it's very laggy, right? You can see it's stuttering, and when you're scrolling around the map, it's just like very low FPS. And I've tried to put this up using the best performance mode, but it doesn't change anything. It's still very stuttering when you're scrolling around the map, and it's just not a good experience, right? I've tried this on other games as well, and it's just very bad. So you're not gonna get a good gaming experience if you're using the battery. You need to plug it in, and also it's not gonna last a long time. I'm at 58% and there's only 40 minutes remaining. So in total, you only get about 2 hours of battery life if you're gaming on this thing. Alright, now watch what happens when I plug in the charger, okay? Now if you look at this FPS now, I'm getting around 30, right, with the battery. So now I'm gonna plug in the charger in 3, 2, 1, boom. Alright, you see now I'm getting 160 FPS instantly when the charger's plugged in. So it means that the wattage has not gone up, but the GPU usage has not changed at all. Alright, so just because of having more wattage into the system allows it to run much more performance. So now that you're plugging in the charger at all times, you might be worried about the battery life, right? If you're keeping it capped out at 100% and still being plugged in, you might worry about the battery being overheated and such. And this brings us to the second tip that I found, which is conservation mode. So if you go into the Lenovo software, you can see under the power settings here, there is a section called conservation mode. Now when you read the description, it says this function is useful to extend the lifespan of your battery when plugged. Right? When this is enabled, your battery will only be charged to 55 to 60% of the capacity, max. Now when I tried this, my battery has been charging for a while now, and it's capped out at 57%. It's not getting any higher than that. And then so this is doing its job. The only drawback is that when you unplug it and you need it to use it without the charger, it would only be at 57%, right? So it will not last as long. So I've been trying to find out more about this mode, and I found one of the answers here that was quite helpful. It says, this person said that if the battery stops charging after 60%, you will have less DOD, depth of discharge, right? And another factor is heat generation. When it's charging above 60%, there's more heat, right? So it makes sense. And this person is actually a former lithium-ion battery consultant, so this guy sounds legit and I like his answer. And so therefore I'm convinced that this actually is a good thing to have on. Alright, so now let's move on to the third and final tip, which is turning off hybrid mode. Now if you go to the settings in the Lenovo software, this is on by default, which is hybrid mode. And what this does is that it uses the integrated graphics from Intel when you're not gaming. And the sole purpose is to boost your battery performance. Now we've established that you need to have it plugged in at all times anyway, and therefore turning this off will actually benefit you. And you can see here in the performance settings, there's only one GPU. If you had this on, you would have two GPUs here, and most of the time it will be using the integrated one when you're not gaming. And there's another good reason why you want the hybrid mode off. And there's another video explaining this in much more detail. I'll link it in the description. But basically what it's trying to say is that the internal graphics chip is actually being a bottleneck. So when you turn this off, you're getting a good performance overall, right? And if you've already purchased this laptop for the GPU, you're already paying a lot of money for it, you might as well take advantage of the GPU. And if the sole purpose is to save battery, then you might need to have another solution other than turning on hybrid mode, right? Maybe you need to purchase a USB-C charger to take around with you at all times, or even, there are some power banks that can charge your laptop on the go. Alright, so that's all I have for you guys today. I do have a couple more tips, but they're not as important as these, but they are interesting. So I'm trying to compile them, and I'll probably share them with you guys on the 1 month review. So if you really like this content, please make sure to subscribe so you'll know when I have it posted. And thank you all for watching this video, and see you guys next time.